And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Y'all, this is the Paralegal Reacts channel. Check down below, see if you're subscribed. This is our second channel, so if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, y'all, and don't forget to give the video a like. Push it into the algorithms. Now, y'all, today what we're going to be taking a look at is Benny Johnson. This is a clip from his X account where he's talking about your girl. You already know who it is. It's Ilhan Omar from the great state of Minnesota and from the terrific city of Minneapolis. Apparently, Benny Johnson has reason to believe that there may be some investigation into her and certain allegations that she may have. Well, let's take a look at what Benny has to say. Let's take a look.
Because I got, like, I'll break a little news on this. I'm pretty close with a lot of people at Homeland Security, and allegedly there's a considerable amount, demonstrable amounts of evidence that the government has that proves this. And perhaps they're like trying to figure out which way to go around it. I know it's got to be a touchy issue, obviously, you know. Okay,
so Homeland Security, that would be the department that has USCIS. At the time that they're talking about Ilhan Omar, your girl, possibly having married her brother. Okay. Now, at the time she got married, I don't know that all of this documentation was under USCIS. This would have been back, I think, in 2003 or something like that. I'm going to do some quick research on this and then come back. Okay, so I just did some research and it does look like it would have been USCIS at that time. I know that USCIS had taken over for INS, the Immigration and Naturalization Service or something like that. So I just wanted to double check the timeline. And yes, USCIS is under Department of Homeland Security. They would have had that file at that time if there's anything to this. Like, I know a lot of people are convinced there is something to this. I don't know, but USCIS would have had that file if there's something to this.
No. But what do you say to this, Congresswoman?
A little too touchy for family, but you know, in Congress, it's going to be really difficult to have a real investigation like we should. Look, Nancy Mace bravely put a privileged resolution on the floor condemning the remarks made by Ilhan Omar. And Ilhan Omar was trying to troll everyone in the process leading up to the vote. And she just simply wanted to censure her. She said you should not be on the Foreign Affairs Committee with the rhetoric that you have. And then, of course, it went against our Congressional Code of Ethics that we agree to when we are signed in as members of Congress. And we
you have a code of ethics. You have a code of ethics that says you can't marry your brother.
You know, that might need to be put in, but we definitely have a code.
I think that's in the Bible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Our Bible.
Yes.
And anyway, you had Republicans block that. You had Republicans table this motion.
Yeah, I did a video on this. That vote actually failed due to, I think it was 3 Republican voters or Congress people who voted against it wasn't that they voted against the censure. It was that there was a procedural vote that needed to pass in order for them to get to the censure vote. And the Republicans did not let that go forward. So that censure failed.
Anyway, you had Republicans block that. You had Republicans table this motion, maybe some making excuses for the First Amendment. The First Amendment doesn't protect you from consequences. And when you have a code of ethics that you are using your office to absolutely defy, there needs to be accountability there. And, you know, maybe some were just covering their own backs to keep other stories down. I don't know the reasons why people were voting to table this motion, but to have an actual investigation, I don't know if we have a strong enough Republican Party at this time to actually commit to that and get it done. But this is someone who absolutely.
So why would you need a strong Republican Party in Congress to do an investigation? Like, I mean, you don't need a Republican Party to do an investigation. This would be, I mean, there was just a huge fraud investigation in Minneapolis, that wasn't conducted by the Republican Party or any Republicans in Congress. That was, if I'm not mistaken, a prosecutor's office. So I mean, this seems like it would be the easiest investigation in history, right? Like, was she married to somebody? Yes or no? Was that person her blood brother? Yes or no? I mean, how much more do you really need to do in order to figure this out?
Should be investigated. I think she should be sitting in prison or at least sent back to Somalia, rather than George Santos being put in solitary confinement for telling a fib, years back. This is, that was gross that he was expelled from Congress, and the charges that he got. I'm advocating for Santos's pardon, and I would much rather see Ilhan Omar having consequences for her conduct rather than him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it very much does reveal the soul of a person, how you treat somebody who's deceased.
So y'all, I mean, listen, this clip goes on further, but I think the main part is that Benny Johnson says he has contacts in Homeland Security that say they have a file. Like, there's always a file, right? There's always information out there. There's always some mysterious information, but it doesn't seem like anything is going to happen. I'm not advocating for anything to happen. I don't know about the file. I haven't seen anything. I have seen some documents online, but I don't know who's blood brother and who isn't, So I frankly have no idea. I do think it's an interesting question. What really is what I would say is disturbing to me is, if there's a there, how hard could it be? How hard could it be to figure this out? I mean, I guess there's something to the idea of determining a relationship if you don't have any records from Somalia where they were born. That might be an issue. But still, it seems like something you could determine pretty daggone easily. So, y'all, let me know, what do you think? Is this just, these just slow news day? We need something to talk about. Do you think there's something to this? And if so, if there is some fact to it, do you think anything will ever be done? Let me know down in the comments, y'all. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber to this second channel, do subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.